Every time I think of you, I feel a shot right through with a bolt of blue. It's no problem of mine, but it's a problem I find, living a life that I can't leave behind. There's no sense in telling me the wisdom of a fool won't set you free, but that's the way that it goes, and it's what nobody knows. Well, every day my confusion grows. You were been towed right down in front of me, and you think you know what's going on. You keep telling me that I am wrong. I don't care about what you do, 'cause if you mess with me, I'll get rid of you. The picture you see is no portrait of me. It's too real to be shown. heaven, I'd get wet, I hope. Just like a feeling inside, it's no joke. I know it hurts me to treat you this way. Betray my words I'd never heard, too hard to say. Up, down, turn around, please don't let me hit the ground. Tonight I think I'll walk alone, I'll find myself as I go. Up, down, turn around, please don't let me hit the ground. Tonight I think I'll walk alone, I'll find myself as I go home. Circle that's been placed around me. From time to time, I find I've lost some need me. But once urgent to myself, I do believe. Up, down, turn around, please don't let me hit the ground. Tonight I think I'll walk home, I'll find myself as I go home. Please don't let me hit the ground. Tonight I go home. I've been so alone, you see. I want to see my family, my wife and child waiting for me. I've got to go home. I've been so alone, you see. I want to see my family, my wife and child waiting for me. I've got to go home. I've been so alone, you see. to be. Before that special occasion, 1963. There's too many ways that you can kill someone, like in a love affair, when the love has gone. He used to think of her, she used to think of him. He told me to close my eyes, my gift would be a great surprise. I saw tears were in his eyes. He never meant to hurt me. Oh God, Johnny, don't point that gun at me. There's so many ways our lives have changed, but please, I beg, don't do this to me. Johnny, you keep on using me. Can I change my life for any price? Oh, Johnny, won't you listen to me? He told me to close my eyes. My gift would be a great surprise. I saw hatred in his eyes, but he never meant to hurt me. Oh God, Johnny, don't point that gun at me. There's so many